Hey everyone, I've noticed that many of you are enjoying the stories I share, but some of you haven't subscribed yet. If you're watching and enjoying this content, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's completely free and helps me keep creating meaningful stories that inspire and entertain. Now, let's dive into today's story. It's about a beggar, but not just any beggar. This man's life changed with one powerful idea. And what happened next is something you won't forget. At a busy railway station in a large city, there lived a poor beggar. Every day, he would walk along the platforms, holding out his hand and asking passing passengers for coins. Life was hard, and he barely earned enough to eat. One day, as he made his rounds, he noticed a tall, well-dressed man standing near a train. The beggar thought, "This man looks rich. Surely he'll give me something generous." He approached and held out his hand, asking for alms. But the man looked at him and said something unexpected. "You always ask from others, but have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar blinked, confused. "Sir, I am a beggar. I have nothing to give. I ask because I have no choice." The tall man nodded and replied, "If you have nothing to give, then you have no right to ask. I'm a businessman. I believe in give and take. If you want something from me, offer something in return." With that, the man boarded the train and left. The beggar stood there stunned. The man's words echoed in his mind. "Maybe I don't get much because I never give anything in return," he thought. "But I'm just a beggar. What could I possibly give?" Days passed, but the question lingered. Then, one morning, he noticed some bright flowers blooming by the station fence. An idea sparked in his mind. What if I give flowers to those who give me money? That day, he plucked a few flowers and began his usual rounds. But now, whenever someone gave him a coin, he smiled and handed them a flower in return. To his surprise, people responded warmly. They smiled, thanked him, and some even gave him more money than usual. This simple gesture changed everything. Day by day, he continued picking flowers and giving them with every coin he received. Over time, more people noticed him, not just as a beggar, but as someone who gave something back. Weeks later, he saw the same tall man again on a train. The beggar rushed up to him and said, "Sir, do you remember me? Today, I have something to give. Please, accept these flowers." The man smiled, gave him some money, and took the flowers. "Wonderful," he said. "You've become a businessman like me." Those words struck deep. From that day, the beggar stopped seeing himself as poor or helpless. He believed in himself as someone who could grow, serve, and succeed. He stood at the station and shouted to the sky, "I'm not a beggar anymore. I'm a businessman." People around him laughed, thinking he was crazy. But he didn't care. He had found his purpose. 6 months later, that same station saw a different scene. Two well-dressed men were boarding a train. One looked familiar. "Do you remember me?" one asked the other. The second man hesitated. "I don't think so. I'm the beggar you once refused to give money to," he said with a smile. "Then you bought flowers from me. Today, I'm a successful flower merchant, traveling to another city for business." The tall man was stunned. The former beggar continued, "You taught me something I never forgot. We only receive when we give." That simple rule changed my life. And that, my friends, is how a man who once believed he had nothing discovered he had everything he needed to change his life, just by shifting the way he saw himself. From a beggar with empty hands, to a businessman with a blooming future, all because he chose to give before asking to receive. This story reminds us that sometimes, the smallest gestures, a smile, a flower, a kind word, can plant the seeds of transformation. We don't always need money or power to make a difference. Sometimes, all we need is the courage to give what little we have with a full heart. Thank you for being here, and until next time, keep believing in your power to grow and give.